The first thing Jacob realized was that survival no longer terrified him. What terrified him was memory. He had outrun famine. He had outworked deceit. He had endured 20 years under Laban's shifting promises, watched sons be born into rivalry, seen love fracture and endure in the same breath. Yet now, as the messenger's words echoed in the air, his knees weakened not from danger ahead, but from the past rising to meet him. "Esau is coming," the servant said quietly. 400 men with him. 400, not one, not 10, 400, not the number of a greeting party, the number of a reckoning. Jacob turned away, his breath caught somewhere between prayer and panic. The land around him was quiet, deceptively calm, as if creation itself held its breath. He had known this moment would come. He had prepared for flocks, wives, children, wealth, enemies, hunger, and loss. But he had never prepared for the face of the brother he betrayed, the blessing, the voice of his father, the goatskins on his arms, the trembling lie that changed everything. For years, Jacob had survived by moving forward. Now, forward meant walking straight into the man he had broken. He gathered his household at once. Leah's eyes searched his face, already sensing danger. Rachel held Joseph close, her hand tightening instinctively. The children felt it too, the sudden heaviness, the way their father's shoulders tensed as if carrying an invisible weight. Jacob spoke carefully, deliberately, dividing the camp in two. If one was attacked, the other might escape. It was strategy, yes, but it was also confession. He did not trust the future enough to keep everyone together. Livestock were separated. Servants were instructed. Gifts were counted again and again. Goats, sheep, camels, cattle. Each one a silent apology wrapped in fur and flesh. Jacob rehearsed words he might say, then abandon them. No speech could undo what he had done. As night approached, Jacob withdrew. He could not sleep. The sky darkened slowly. Stars piercing the vastness above him like witnesses. Somewhere beyond the hills, Esau was moving. Every step his brother took felt like a footstep inside Jacob's chest. He walked among the tents, listening to breathing, watching shadows flicker against canvas walls. These lives depended on him. Sons who did not yet understand hatred. Wives who had suffered because of his choices. A legacy built on a blessing taken in fear. Jacob crossed the stream with them, guiding each carefully through the water. He watched until the last child disappeared into the darkness on the far side. Only then did he turn back. He was alone. The stream murmured softly beside him, indifferent to destiny. The night air was sharp. Jacob knelt, then lowered himself completely, face to the earth. This was not the prayer of a confident patriarch. This was the prayer of a man stripped of every defense. "God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac," he whispered, voice breaking, "you told me to return. You promised to be with me. I am not worthy of all the kindness you have shown me. I crossed this river with only my staff, and now I have become two camps. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother." The words tasted like truth and terror. He did not ask for victory. He asked for mercy. Silence followed. No angelic voice. No reassurance. Only the sound of water and wind. Then, without warning, hands seized him. Jacob gasped, twisting instinctively, his body reacting before his mind could comprehend. The grip was iron, unyielding. He stumbled backward, nearly falling, but the stranger moved with him, matching strength with strength. They collided, grappling in the dirt. Jacob tried to shout, but breath was knocked from his lungs. The figure did not speak, did not threaten, did not explain, only fought. Jacob's muscles burned as they strained against each other. This was not the clumsy struggle of a thief or wild animal. This was precise, intentional, as if the night itself had taken form and challenged him. They rolled, dust rising, limbs locking and unlocking in violent rhythm. Jacob struck, pushed, resisted. The stranger did not overpower him, but neither did he relent. Time blurred, pain sharpened. Jacob's thoughts scattered. Is this Esau? Is this death? Hours passed, or moments. Jacob could not tell. Sweat soaked his clothes. His breath came in ragged bursts. Still, he refused to release his grip. Something deep within him recognized that this fight was not about survival. It was about surrender. Suddenly, the stranger touched Jacob's hip. Not struck. Touched. Agony exploded through Jacob's body. His leg buckled instantly. The joint wrenched out of place. A scream tore from his throat as he collapsed. Yet even then, he clung desperately, arms locked around the stranger, as if letting go would mean losing everything. Dawn crept over the horizon, pale light bleeding into the sky. "Let me go," the stranger said at last. Jacob's voice was hoarse, raw with pain and resolve. "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The word surprised even him. Somewhere in the struggle, fear had transformed into recognition. This was not an enemy sent to destroy him. This was the God he had been running from and toward his entire life. "What is your name?" the stranger asked. Jacob hesitated. His name had always meant something ugly. Supplanter, deceiver, heel grabber, a reminder of who he had been when he stole what was not his. "Jacob," he said. The stranger's voice softened, yet carried a weight that pressed into Jacob's soul. "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men, and have prevailed." The word sank in slowly. Israel, one who wrestles with God. Not a thief, not a liar, a man marked by encounter. Jacob trembled. "Please," he whispered, "tell me your name." But the stranger did not answer. Instead, he blessed him. Then he was gone. Jacob lay there, breathless, shaking, the pain in his hip a constant reminder of the night. The sun rose fully now, light spilling across the land. Bird began to stir. Life continued as if nothing extraordinary had occurred. But Jacob knew better. He pushed himself upright, wincing as his leg refused to bear weight properly. He leaned on his staff, testing it, then steadied himself. Every step hurt. Every movement reminded him that he would never walk the same again. And that was the point. He looked toward the stream, toward the path his family had taken, toward Esau. Jacob was still afraid. The danger had not vanished. The meeting still awaited him. But something within him had shifted. He was no longer running as the man who stole a blessing. He was walking forward as a man who had been broken and blessed by God himself. The limp would slow him, humble him, mark him, but it would also remind him that destiny is not seized by deception. It is received through surrender. As Jacob moved toward the horizon, each step painful and deliberate, the weight of the past pressed behind him and the unknown loomed ahead. He did not know if Esau would forgive him. He did not know if blood would be spilled. He did not know how the story would end. But he knew this. He had faced God in the darkness and lived. And whatever awaited him beyond the hill would have to face a man who no longer relied on strength alone. The sun climbed higher. The land stretched forward. Somewhere ahead, 400 men moved closer. Jacob tightened his grip on his staff, his limp pronounced, his heart steady. The meeting had not yet begun, and neither had the true test of reconciliation, forgiveness, and legacy. That story was waiting.